Hi friends, it's Gwen. I'm coming to you with a little bit of a talk and a little bit of a reading update. I did do a library book haul a couple of days ago, and I wanted to go ahead and update you on what I have read and what I didn't. I have to take the books back to the library, so let's just go ahead and see what I actually got accomplished with that first. I had Creole Thrifting. I never did get to this one. Practically Minimal. I did read this one. Sea of Shadows, didn't get to this one. Restore, Recycle, Repurpose, I read this one for the most part. Apartment Therapy, I read this. It wasn't exactly what I was expecting, but I did read through a majority of it. Tales of the Beetle Bard, this was already in my wrap-up, so yes, I did read this one. Fell of Dark by Patrick Downs, I didn't get to this one, and I may check this one out again. Dear Daughter by Elizabeth Little, I did not get to this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to check this one out again or not, but I might. And the last two, Anya's Ghost, I did read this one, and I talked about this in my wrap-up. And The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawken, I also read this one, and I talked about it in my wrap-up as well. So, I mean, it was like hit or miss whether I read them or not. I got to a lot more than I thought I actually would, so thumbs up about that. I actually pulled some books from my TBR shelf that I was really wanting to read or were like spooky type reads for October, and I don't know if that's what if I was reading for the season and that's why I'm a little slumpy, or what is the problem. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I'm, getting a little sick and maybe that has something to do with it, or the weather. I don't know. I have no idea why I am feeling slumpy, but I am. I am not a person that likes to read multiple books at once, and have found myself at the beginning of a lot of books right now. So I'm going to show you the books that I pulled to read. I pulled the books that I picked up at the Baltimore Book Festival, the Morigna, and the following books from the Maureen Kincaid series, the first 4 books by Rachel Rawlings. I picked those because they have to do with vampires and demons and witches and stuff like that, so I thought that was appropriate, and I want to do a review for these, so I picked those. I also picked Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk because it's 23 horrifying stories, so I picked that one. I picked The Diviners by Libba Bray because that's like a paranormal book set in the 1920s. I picked Saga just because it's Saga and I need to find out what happens next. Edward Scissorhands, I picked up this one for this month. Then I picked up Shiver by Maggie Stiefvater, Half Bad by Sally Green, and I did my TBR jar challenge, and I picked Read a Classic Novel. So I picked up Henry David Thoreau, and the book that I'm going to be reading out of this is Walden, and this was my grandmother's favorite book, Walden was, and it has a lot to do with like nature and stuff like that, I've heard. So I want to read that because I feel like I'll be a little bit closer to her by reading it, and my mother bought me this book more than a year ago, I think, so I really need to get to it and read it, and that's why she got it for me, and I love this edition, and yeah, I just wanted to get to that, so I do hope to get to this month. I actually started with The Diviners by Libba Bray because I know the second book is out, and it's, everybody raves about this book and how awesome it is, and then I recently watched The Great Gatsby, so I was kind of like in a 20s mood, and so I started reading this, and I got to page 60, and I just haven't picked it up since, so I'm not really loving it so far. It's a lot of intro, a lot of, this is how she moved from home to be with her uncle and all of that. I'm just not into it so far. Hopefully it gets better. I didn't originally buy this for myself. I was buying it for someone else, but this wasn't the book that they wanted, so I figured I would just keep it and try it out. And so far I'm not really loving it. I don't want to give up on it yet, but it's definitely just been sitting around unread. So then I was like, okay, I'll go ahead and pick up the Morigna, a little, Maureen Kincaid novel, the first one, and I am sitting at page 247. I'm slowly but surely making my way through this book. When I actually sit down to read it, if I'm not tired or exhausted, I actually get through quite a bit of it, but then I've been tired and just slumpy, so I haven't been reading it really as much as I should. Not that it's not good, it is good. There are some down moments and some things that you're kind of like, oh, that's so far-fetched. But overall, I'm really enjoying it. It's just that I'm slumpy and, you know, the slumps. So then I was like, okay, I need to change it up again. And I picked up Haunted by Chuck Palahniuk. I have read to page 40 in this one, and wow, whoo, some of these stories are, wow, very, very graphic, very like, oh my God, I can't even believe it. But I had like all this time to read yesterday, and I didn't read at all until I went to bed. And I probably read, I think I read yesterday from from chapter 28 to chapter 31, but it's not really even that many pages. It's page 222 until 240. So I read like 25 pages yesterday, and that's not a lot because it is typewriter font, so it's just down the middle. And I don't know, I'm just slumpy, people. I don't know what to do to get out of my slump. I have 3 books going right now. These 3, they're all marked with different bookmarks. I just don't know what to do. Like, I feel like I'm furthest in this, so I'm trying to knock this one out. And then this one, I can kind of read like a little bit at a time because it's like stories, you know. And this one, I just don't know. I'm just like totally not into it. I'm going to try to give it like 40 more pages and see, you know, what happens. But it's a pretty chunky book. It's like 500 and some pages. So I feel like if I give it 1/5 of the book, I mean, is that enough? I don't know. I just feel like I'm wasting my time when I could be reading something I really enjoy, but then it becomes, do I keep this on my TBR and try it again at a later date, or I'll have to start over again because I usually forget? Or do I just say screw it and get rid of it? I don't know. What do you guys do? But yeah, I hate being in the middle of several books. I really don't like it, but I'm returning my library books to get them out of here. I'm going to try to finish up the Morigna by Rachel Rawlings, and then I'm going to try to work on these. I could probably get through Edward Scissorhands and Saga like really quickly because they're both graphic novels, and I really need to get to Walden. And it's like, I really do want to read Walden, but I feel like that's probably not the book for me to pull me out of a slump, so I really don't know what to do. I mean, I have some great books here, ones that I've really been looking forward to, but I don't know. I don't know. That's all I really wanted to talk to you about today. I know this was kind of rambly and kind of bitchy. I don't know. But I'll see you again in my next video. Bye.